And I was only supposed to be on for 9 episodes, and I got the job.
But almost immediately it became clear to us that Bailey would have to be in love with her. It was impossible to have her play opposite and not have some chemistry, and it worked out really well.
Despite low ratings, Party of Five was a cult favorite. Jennifer's character, Sarah, became a hit with viewers, and guess what? The show's numbers gradually improved.
You were going through puberty, and yet you're playing somebody on television that other girls your age are watching. You're kind of a role model, but yet you're still trying to find your own identity and your own balance with yourself. Was that strange?
It was strange. It was strange, but I think it's almost what made Sarah such a good role model, is because Sarah was still trying to figure out who she was too, and I think those are the best role models. But it was very strange kind of going to work every day and being sort of this awkward person, and then on top of it playing an awkward person who was still figuring it out, and then girls were like, oh my God, you're a favorite and you have it all figured out, and I'm like, oh my, if they only knew, if they only knew what a freaking nerd I was. Cha-cha-chabuchi roll call.
By 1997, the romance between Sarah and Bailey helped turn Party of Five into a success story for Fox. But sweet puppy love became serious when producers decided the characters would consummate their relationship.
Actually, you know what? I was reaching for the snooze because I need a little more sleep. Okay?
It had to have been awkward, though, to lose your virginity on television.
It is the weirdest thing in the world. It is very, very strange. Especially because for Sarah and Bailey, it was such like a dramatic thing, because people like waited on Sarah and Bailey to lose, you know, their virginity, and for Sarah to like let it go, and you're like, it, oh, oh no.
I think she was nervous about it, you know, there's no question about that, but we promised her that we would do it sensitively and in a way that made sense for her character, and as soon as she saw it and we talked about it, I think she was okay with that.
I've seen it in movies, you know, guess I've kind of practiced in my mind.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And with who?
Come on, Bailey. Can't you tell? Can you always?
And then the whole scene turned from like this really what's probably was supposed to be pretty steamy to Scott and I laughing hysterically, and they kept it in the show because we just couldn't get through it. I mean, it was too funny.
Oh, so that was real?
Yes, it was very, very funny. We could not have done that scene seriously at all. It was funny. Because, you know, you're on a set full of people, and Scott, and it was weird because Scott's so much older than I am, and here we are for 6 years, and, you know, it was funny.
By this point, Jennifer was a hot property in Hollywood. At the time, a new wave of teen horror films was hitting it big at the box office. In 1997, Jennifer landed a movie role with an unusually long title.
With the success of Summer, I know what you did last summer, or what did you do?
I know what you did last summer.
No, but I was thinking,
yes.
I think of the second one.
I know what you did last summer. I was here in the summer. Yeah. The title possibly could have been different for that movie.
Producer Neil Moritz.
She came in and we just knew it right away. She just had the most bubbly girl next door. You know, she's the type of girl that you want to spend an hour and a half with.
I Know What You Did Last Summer was huge. The film grossed more than $100 million worldwide and lifted Jennifer's career to a new plateau.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, I was really shocked. I was really shocked. Yeah, I guess we caught, thank God for Scream. That's all I can say, because had Scream not been so huge and Kevin Williamson not been so brilliant and starting that whole genre over again, I don't think I Know What You Did Last Summer would have been as great. But it turned into this sort of huge, great thing, which was really exciting. I was very excited.
Made you a movie star.
It did. I was excited. I was very excited, and I hate scary movies. That's the funny part. I loathe them. Like, I just don't like them at all. And I was actually, I auditioned for Sarah's part in the movie and was not supposed to audition for the part that I actually played, and liked her better because she didn't die. And I was like, I can't die on camera. My mom and my grandma will be so tortured if I die in a movie. I can't die. And so I talked them into like letting me read for the other part. And And thank goodness, because then I got to come back and do a second one.
Co-star Freddie Prinze Jr.
Jennifer's the easiest person in the world to scare. I mean, if I just go like that, I mean, she jumps like 80 feet in the air.
But she had to do that whole like, and the scream.
It's so fun though. It's a blast.
Did you practice?
Really, well, no, because I was kind of a big screamer when I was a kid, because that's how I got, like, that's how I would get people's attention before I would sing for them when I was a kid. Apparently, I would just scream really loud. But you kind of get to be a little bit of a bad actor in scary movies, because you're supposed to be, you can never be too big in a scary movie. You can never scream too loud. You can never, you know, be too afraid or run too fast, or, you know, it's great.
I so want you to scream for me.
Right now? It's really loud, I warn you. Okay, ready?
Coming up on Revealed.
Everybody thought I had a boob job, which was really funny.
And later.
I got a present for you.
You have a present for me?
Yeah.
By 1997, Jennifer Love Hewitt was firmly established as one of Hollywood's hottest young actresses. But somewhere along the line, a few fans became obsessed with more than Jennifer's acting ability.
There is a website.
Yes.
Do you know which one I'm talking about?
JenniferLoveHewittBoob.com or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Have you been to this?
I have not. It's a little frightening that people have that much free time. It worries me a little bit, that site. I'm not really sure what the big thing is about boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it make you self-conscious?
No, I think it's really funny. I think it's really funny because they're really, like, you have them. Lots of people have them. Pretty much every woman in the world has a pair. And I think mine are just more exciting for some reason, because I think people were used to seeing me on Party of Five with kind of no figure at all, because that's not what that show is about. And then I showed up and I Know What You Did Last Summer, and suddenly I had a figure, and people, you know, thought that it was exciting for some reason, and they've just, now they have a career of their own. But it's been very weird. I think it's funny. It makes me laugh.
It's like the nice girl next door, and then she goes away for the summer.
Yeah.
And then she comes back,
I know
and all
what
of a
you
sudden...
did last Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. Everybody thought I had a boob job, which was really funny. Like, as if I would do that at, you know, as if I had that much free time. But no, it was very strange. I think it's funny, though.
The success of I Know What You Did Last Summer led to a sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Jennifer was very influential in the sequel. I mean, when we had actually two writers writing two different screenplays for the sequel, and we, you know, talked with Jennifer the whole way about what the story should be, and she really helped and gave us her input in being able to create the sequel to what it was.
Production on the film began in the spring of 1998. Freddie Prinze Jr. also returned for the sequel. The shoot proved to be more grueling than the original.
It was hard, you know, it was hard. There's these beetles that drop out of trees, and they would pee acid on your face or your neck or whatever part of your flesh was exposed.
Pop singer Brandy followed in Love's footsteps by making her feature debut in the film. There were no dueling divas on the set.
Do me a favor, ask Julie to dance. Off camera, we had a chance to talk and bond with each other. It was a good thing that she was nice, because somebody that successful, I would think, would be like full of themselves. But then again, you know, she wasn't. You know, she was exactly like me, and that's a cool thing.
Love and Brandy, I mean, that's how they are in real life, you know what I mean? It's like you see them laughing and yelling and hollering at each other and having a good time, and that's the way they are. So it was cool. There was a good chemistry all around.
Jennifer recorded a song for the soundtrack called How Do I Deal? The single became a hit. Unfortunately, the movie didn't. Meanwhile, Jennifer's storyline on Party of Five had run its course, but fans still loved her character. The Fox network decided to give Jennifer a spin-off series.
I felt kind of like a traitor because I was going off to do this other thing, and it felt very weird. And it was a very emotional last night.
Fox executives had high hopes for the new drama, Time of Your Life, but getting the show on the air became a nightmare. The network developed the series for a year. Producers shot a pilot, which they scrapped at the 11th hour. A new script was written. Co-star Jonathan Scheck barely had time to do an interview.
We shot episode 1, parts of episode 1, 2, and 4 in the last 2 days. So it's just like, see what I mean? We're just going.
Future Alias star Jennifer Garner was in the cast.
We have so much fun on the set. We laugh all day long. I mean, even in the middle of a hysterically emotional scene, it's kind of like, you know.
At the Time of Your Life launch party in October 1999, Jennifer seemed to be holding up well.
It's sort of overwhelming and kind of unreal because we've really just been so bombarded with work since the show started, and I'm not used to being in every scene and having to sort of carry things, so I've been working a lot. I was up at 4 o'clock this morning at work and all this stuff, so it's been kind of crazy.
Time of Your Life debuted to lukewarm reviews and low ratings. The show was shuffled around the schedule and finally canceled. There was some talk of Jennifer returning to Party of Five, but just weeks later, that show got the axe too.
Were you sad when the show came to an end?
Yeah, I really was. I still miss the show. It'll always be one of the greatest jobs that I've ever had, and Scott meant a lot to me. You know, Scott is the biggest relationship I've ever had in my entire life, and it was, you know, just a friendship off camera, obviously, but you know, I had like a steady boyfriend for 5 years, every single day, 14 hours a day. You know, my last scene is the scene where I have to say goodbye to Bailey in the airport, and that was the worst. I cried the whole day, the night, it was awful.
Coming up, Jennifer tries to fit into the shoes of her idol. And later, the men in Love's Life.
I'm pretty sure even the people that I order fast food from, I've been out with on a date or two.
1999 was a year of ups and downs for Jennifer Love Hewitt. Her TV series Time of Your Life was canceled, yet Entertainment Weekly named Hewitt one of the 100 most powerful people in Hollywood. The 20-year-old opened her own production company and decided to produce and star in a television movie about her idol, Audrey Hepburn.
It was a huge thing in my life. Yeah, it was amazing. She's the reason I started acting. I watched Breakfast at Tiffany's, and I've never been the same. I just think she's unbelievable, and to get to play her and feel that close to somebody that you sort of look up to and love that much, you know, is an amazing feeling. It was great.
There really is a striking resemblance.
Thanks.
Had people told you that before?
Yeah, people had always kind of said, you know, there's always been like two people that people have said I look like, Alyssa Milano and Audrey Hepburn, and so I had heard the Audrey thing before, but I didn't really know, and then kind of as we went on and we did the makeup and hair and stuff like that, sort of all kind of transformed.
But looking like Audrey Hepburn was only half the battle.
I just sort of watched her movies again, and I read a bunch of books about her life, and you know, I worked on the accent, which was very, very difficult. She's not a person that you can just step into her shoes and say, oh, I'm Audrey Hepburn. I mean, you have to be yourself, and you have to try to be the version of you that you think she was in her movies, because you can't be her.
The film spanned 32 years of Hepburn's life, from her childhood in Nazi-occupied Holland to her portrayal of Holly Golightly in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Though some critics felt Jennifer was too young to play the grown-up Audrey, director Steve Rodman thought she pulled it off.
She's an extremely versatile actress. One could not ask for a better person to play the lead in a film, and in a film in which she's in 99% of the scenes.
But if I put 100% of my heart and my soul and my love for this woman into playing her, then that somehow is going to show. And that is the one thing that people can't really say anything bad about, because it's mine.
The Audrey Hepburn story aired in the spring of 2001 to excellent ratings.
I got a present for you.
You have a present?
Yeah. I don't know if you've seen this. We want to give this to you. Have you seen this?
Thank you. I have seen this. Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. Thank you. That was her at her house.
Really?
Yeah, this picture was kind of thrown together because she was very insecure, Audrey Hepburn, and she didn't feel great about what they had put her in that day. So she grabbed a man's shirt and put it on, and it became sort of this famous photo, but it was really because she was just insecure that day and all the stuff that they put her in. So I like this picture a lot.
After playing one of the most elegant women in Hollywood history, Jennifer shook up her image by becoming the go-to girl in music videos for Smash Mouth, LFO, and Enrique Iglesias. The spicy cameos heated up the media's interest in Jennifer's love life.
How has it been to the press coverage for you?
Yeah.
They're very interested in who you're dating.
Yeah, it's been interesting. I have to say they have been lovely with me. They've been for the most part, very, very kind. I've had very few bad things written or said. You know, I think the biggest misconception is, you know, obviously that I don't date like 85 people at once.
Well, I know. I'm like, should I go down the names? Is it true? Is it not true?